I've always said that when a parent dies, it doesn't matter what sort of a relationship you've had with them, it will always be a traumatic experience. My name is Victoria Rose, and in 2017, on October the 25th, my mother died. Now, my mother had been sick all my life, so it was more or less, well, finally, she's gone. And yet, what unfolded throughout the coming months was an interesting experience for me. I started to notice in the old photos how, no matter what the struggle was for Mum, I started to notice that she always did her best. Whenever there was a family photo shoot, she always did her best to make sure, I'm the eldest of 5 children, to make sure that we looked our best. So I became troubled about the relationship that I'd had with my mother, and I just knew there was some unfinished business. And that's where Jennifer Edwards comes in. In my session with Jennifer, I connected with the person who absolutely was my mother. And I didn't realize how much I cared that my mother tell me that she did love me, and that when I heard those words, when I heard her say she was sorry because finally she'd seen how she'd acted, how she'd responded to me. And she explained it was because she had trouble coping with so many children and that she was resentful. But she made sure that I knew in that session that I was loved and that she did care for me. And she asked me, she didn't actually ask me for forgiveness, but she did say she was very sorry. And it was in that moment, as Jennifer reached out and grabbed my hand, I knew it was my mother there. And I forgave my mother. I said, I forgive you, Mum. Of course, the tears were flowing. It was an incredible experience. Never had anything like that before. And all I can say is Jennifer handled that moment, although at that moment, of course, she had no control, I think, over what was happening because my mother was coming through her. But afterwards, Jennifer handled the whole thing, the whole situation really well. And it's just, if you're wondering too, is there anything left unsaid? Is there something that you need to find out from someone who is no longer on this mortal plane with you? Well, I thoroughly recommend Jennifer Edwards to you. Thank you, Jennifer. I just feel so much better now after that experience. So thank you.